Alright, what's going on? Sean Don coming back with a technical analysis of Nathan. He said this was his first time learning the four turns, 16-pound hammer, pretty standard. So, let's just get right into it. Nathan, you sent me two videos. I chose, I think it was the second one, because, I don't know, I'll explain in the video. But, yeah, so let's take a look. Like, overall, really solid. If this is your first time doing the four turns, then you're leaps and bounds ahead of where I was when I first did my four-turn throw. Really solid patience. And that's the big thing I want to get across is so that other throw that you sent me, you were just a tad impatient. You didn't let the ball complete its full rotation. Its energy was more directed down this right, what would be the right sector line. Rather than to 180 towards the sector. The ball needs to grow towards the sector. So that's kind of the big thing that I wanted to get across to you. Because like overall, like just taking a glance at it, like this is a nice looking throw. You're doing a good job. You have, I think, the basic concepts down, and that's all that matters. You could focus on the basics for the next 10 years and keep progressing. So yeah, like I said, patience always wins. And actually, let me see if I can pull up that other throw. Where's it at? I think it's this one. Yeah. So yeah, here's the other throw for comparison. As you can see, like I said, you're kind of just going down that right side, getting pulled around a little bit. Not as good, but still pretty solid. So yeah, let's break it down. Let's get into it. So patience is the big thing here. Wine's pretty standard. Nothing crazy. Step up. Countering the ball. Trying to stay centered. As you can see, you're loading that left side nice in entry. Your head goes a little bit early, so you could let the ball pass just a bit more, but overall, like you can see, it starts to catch up a little bit towards through zero. But so yeah, try to really hold that head. Look at something at zero and let the ball pass, and kind of let the ball lead your head in around this left side. You're nice and centered, level hips, level shoulders, which is good. Looks like you could use this right leg. You're using the right leg well to shift you over this left side, which is good, but you could use this right leg to turn with the ball a little bit more. As you can see, most of the turning comes from the left side rather than the right. But that being said, it does catch up towards the end of double support. Ball goes through zero or through 90. Right hip coming around well, catching early. That's nice. As you come through zero. See, so this is where the patience in this throw is better than the patience in the other throw is in this portion of the throw right here. You're much more patient after this first catch, after this right foot comes down for the first time. You're much more patient here. But you could still even do a better job. You see this left heel comes down, that left shoulder starts to rise up and pull back just a bit. Not a huge deal, but you could do it just a little bit better. Stay down on this left leg just a bit more. And wait for the ball to pass just a little bit more as it goes through after this first catch, like I just said. Starting to get a little tilt in the shoulders, left shoulder a little bit higher than the right, but for the most part, hips are level, and your right hip is getting forward into the ball pretty good. And like I said, your patience is better in this throw than the other. So like I said, just kind of keep working on that stuff. Good hip movement here. One thing, it looks like, I don't know how big you are, I don't know how tall you are, I don't know how strong you are, but it looks like your arms are tight, especially like in this frame right here. You can see that left arm pretty straight and this right arm bent kind of back behind your shoulders. There's a little bit of separation between your shoulders and the ball, but not a huge deal. But I would say try to get this right arm a little bit more extended. You want this right arm to be straight. It looks like your arms are just a little bit tight, so I recommend using some sort of tacky or chalk or something to help your grip out. That way you can relax your arms just a bit more, and the radius of the hammer gets a little bit longer. You know, I think they say like an inch of radius is anywhere from a half meter to a meter added to a throw, depending on how far you're throwing. So yeah, try to relax those arms a little bit more. Even in the entry, if we go back in the winds, you can see your right elbow very close to the body, and that's kind of what starts the tension. You can see it looks like you want to try to think about kind of lifting your shoulders up, keeping your hands up a little bit, and get your elbows up too, because like I said, it just looks a little bit tight through the arms. Long, relaxed arms is always the goal. So, like I said, nice hip movement here, though. Like I said, that's kind of something that a lot of people don't get. And then you see this right hip drive around and step under. That's prime stuff right there. Solid patience, heads up and away, but you can still kind of see the tension through the arms just a little bit. And then as you come through again, once again, good hip movement, real nice. Good patience. And then see, so this is another example of that right arm being a little bit bent and tight. But right hip catching under again, looking real good. Heel comes down. And then you start to see that left leg straighten out just a bit early, left side pulling back just a bit. So a little bit more patience here as well, but that mostly comes from earlier in the throw. So like I said, that first catch, after that first catch, if you're a little bit more patient, the ball will pass even just a little bit more later in the turns as well. So, but same thing, good. The real solid, like I said, this is really good hip movement. Just got to relax those arms. You can see once again that right arm is tight, that left shoulder is pulling away. And your final catch, not the best. I mean, the other three catches are very solid with that right hip under, but here, hips are back just a bit. But you seem to know how to work your hips well enough to really get your right hip through on the finish. And then, once again, nice stable finish. That left side pulls off a bit, but that's totally fine. That means you're getting your right hip all the way through, and your weight is back on this right leg a little bit, which means you're transferring all the energy you can into the hammer. It's not a crazy amount of pull off, but it's like a little, I wouldn't know how to describe it, but it looks good in my opinion. I think some of my best throws are when I just pull that left foot off just a bit, but all your energy goes forwards and into the ball. So, yeah, overall, Nathan, like I said, this is really good for your first 4-turn session, and yeah, so big things to work on. Like I said, the biggest thing is your arms. Relax your arms. All right, so that's going to kind of change some things. The more you relax your arms, you're going to be like, well, how do I work the ball? Let the ball work the ball. It is a paradox. It makes no sense. Gravity does the work for you if you just relax and stay patient and keep working your hips exactly like you are. Eventually, you will learn to let the ball do more of the work, and your arms won't have to be so tight. So straighten those arms out, relax those arms, and then keep that right elbow up a little bit more. Keep your hands up in the entry. Look at Powell Fidek. He's a good example of that, especially his throws from this past year. Keeps his hands up, his arms are nice and long, his shoulders are nice and relaxed. It looks like you could protract your shoulder blades a little bit more. That'll help relax you as well. And then you just keep grooving things in with this nice hip movement. Really good. That's kind of the exact same thing I'm trying to do with my right hips right now. So, yep. Also stay patient. So that's the big things. Relax your arms, hands up kind of in the entry, and just keep staying patient, letting the ball pass, especially as you throw heavier implements, 16, 18, 20, whatever it might be. Patience is always the big thing. So that's the secret. If you can learn to stay patient, let the ball do its thing, then you're going to throw real far. So, yeah, nice throwing, Nathan. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. If anybody else out there would like a technical analysis, go to SeanDonnelly.biz. Go to the services page and sign up. It's only $15. Start making technical gains. It's the new year. New year, new you, new technique, new PRs. That's how it works. So, thanks for watching, Sean Don. Peace and out. Until next video, which will be uploaded in about 10 minutes. So, peace.